Hello, and welcome to this section of the website that I'm calling Salvation Essentials or Salvation Questions. I'm glad you're here, and it's probably just the right place for you if you're somebody who's curious about what Christians mean when we talk about salvation, or what it is that God does in saving people so that they can get to heaven at the end of their life, or saving people so that they can get out of jams in the middle of their life or become a better person. There's whole lot wrapped together with this issue of salvation, but the big thing people usually have on their minds is what's going to happen to me when I die. Is there an answer for that? And yes, there is. And you can jump ahead to clear your heart with God on that matter. I've got some prayers coming up on maybe the fifth or sixth question. I don't know the exact number, but they're here in order for a reason. And so I'd really think you would do well to just take a breath, slow down. I'm going to try to be brief with each one of the questions so that you can zip right along and gain some basic understandings on your way to getting to the central part, which is asking for that salvation God offers and then understanding what it is. And then there'll be a wrap up in terms of how do you live now that these changes are taking place in your life. So basically, that's the whole Megillah in a nutshell. And I'm glad you're here. I've got to say that I had an inquiry time like this in my life 37 years ago. And boy, in a matter of 20 minutes, once the thing took off, I went from being somebody who knew nothing, next to nothing about Jesus Christ. I didn't even have a clue what Easter was about, any of those things. And yet, at the end of 20 or 30 minutes, once God began working in my life, all of a sudden, just done, one thing after another began to make sense, and I came out of it a very different person, and I've been growing in that trajectory ever since. Now, it's not necessarily going to be as dramatic for you. I've got somewhere else on the site, I've got my actual testimony, what happened to me, but it's stunning, even if it's in a slow, gentle way for everybody, because it is truly life-changing. And life-changing in the best sense, because it's the beginning of a life that goes on into eternity. It can't get any better than eternity in heaven with the true, one and only Jesus Christ and God the Father. But I'm getting ahead of the story. Let's go to the first question, which is, are you a seeker? So follow me there.